decades, the minting process, the details of the 2007 issue, and its significance in the broader context of United States coinage, too. We must go back to 1909, when the Lincoln cent was first introduced to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. This marked the first time a real historical figure appeared on regular issue American coinage, replacing the Indian head cent that had been in production since 1859. The Lincoln cent was designed by Victor David Brenner, whose initials originally appeared prominently on the reverse before being removed due to controversy and later restored much more subtly. The obverse features the profile of President Abraham Lincoln based on a plaque Brenner had created in the early 1900s, a design so enduring that it has remained largely unchanged on the front of the coin for over a century. While the reverse began with the wheat ears design symbolizing agricultural prosperity, it transitioned in 1959 to the Lincoln Memorial design, crafted by Frank Gasparo to honor the 150th anniversary of Lincoln's birth. The Lincoln Memorial reverse remained until 2008, making the 2007 Lincoln penny one of the final coins struck with that classic reverse. The 2007 penny was minted at 3 locations: the Philadelphia Mint, the Denver Mint, and the San Francisco Mint, with Philadelphia and Denver producing billions of circulation strikes and San Francisco striking proof coins for collectors. The Philadelphia coins bear no mint mark, while Denver coins carry the D mint mark and San Francisco proof coins bear the S mint mark. The mintage numbers are staggering. Philadelphia struck over 3.7 billion coins, Denver produced over 3.6 billion coins, and San Francisco struck over 2 million proof coins. These numbers reflect the immense scale of United States coin production and the critical role the Lincoln cent plays in everyday commerce. But sheer numbers tell only part of the story. The 2007 Lincoln penny also stands at the intersection of tradition and transition, as it represents the last stretch of the memorial reverse design before the historic 2009 redesign marking Lincoln's bicentennial and the introduction of 4 new reverse designs depicting different phases of Lincoln's life. The 2007 issue holds importance for collectors not just for its place in the timeline, but also for the variety of finishes available, including brilliant uncirculated satin finish coins that were included in mint sets, as well as the mirror-like proof coins produced for collectors. The history of the Lincoln penny is deeply tied to American cultural and political life, spanning the era of the Civil War. To the present day, Lincoln himself remains a towering figure, representing unity, perseverance, and the fight for freedom and equality, and his enduring presence on the cent serves as a daily reminder of those ideals. Over the decades, the Lincoln cent has gone through subtle changes beyond the major design shifts, including adjustments in composition, originally made from 95% copper. The cent shifted in 1943 to a zinc-coated steel during World War II due to wartime copper shortages, returning to copper in 1944, but then transitioning again in 1982 to a primarily zinc composition with only a thin copper plating. This shift was driven by rising copper prices and marked another major milestone in the coin's history. The 2007 penny is thus a copper-plated zinc coin with a diameter of 19 millimeters and a weight of 2.5 grams. The edge is plain and the obverse bears the familiar motto, "In God We Trust," along with liberty and the date, and if struck in Denver or San Francisco, the mint mark, the reverse, displays the Lincoln Memorial, flanked by the legends United States of America and E Pluribus Unum, along with the denomination 1 cent. Numismatically, the 2007 Lincoln penny does not hold high value in circulated grades due to its massive mintage but pristine examples, particularly those with exceptional eye appeal or perfect proof. Strikes can command premiums among collectors, especially when certified by major grading services. Coins with mint errors, such as doubled dies-off center strikes, broad strikes, or other notable minting anomalies, can also carry additional value and interest. Speaking of minting anomalies, the production process itself is a marvel involving large rolls of metal that are fed into blanking presses where coin blanks are punched out, followed by annealing, washing, and drying before being struck by dies under immense pressure. The precision and speed of modern minting machinery allow for the creation of billions of coins per year. Yet despite this advanced technology, errors do occur, and these are eagerly sought by collectors. The Lincoln Penny series also reflects broader social and technological changes. The introduction of new alloys, the rise of automated vending and coin counting machines, the decline of the cent's purchasing power, and the ongoing debate about the future of the penny itself all intersect in the story of this humble coin over the course of more than a century. The Lincoln cent has weathered political debates, including calls for its elimination due to production costs, debates about its economic usefulness, and yet it endures as a symbol as well as a practical item in the pockets and drawers of millions. In discussing the 2007 Lincoln penny, we also need to understand its place within the collecting community. Lincoln cents are one of the most widely collected series in American numismatics, often serving as the gateway for young collectors who begin by filling coin folders and chasing mint marks. Many graduate to seeking high-grade examples, key dates, and rare varieties, such as the famous 1909 SVDB, the 1914 D, or the 1922 plain cent. While the 2007 issue does not include rarities of that caliber, it does offer a fascinating window into the series as it stood on the eve of major change. We can also explore the cultural depictions of Lincoln and the penny from advertising to popular media. The image of the Lincoln cent has appeared in countless films, books, and artworks symbolizing thrift, common sense, and national identity. Its small size belies its large cultural impact, and this dual nature, as both humble object and national symbol, makes it endlessly fascinating. The process of designing, maintaining, and updating coinage is itself an intricate dance, involving artists, engravers, legislators, and public feedback. Each change to the Lincoln cent has involved careful consideration, balancing tradition with innovation, and the 2007 penny stands as a testament to the enduring popularity of the design at a time when the mint was preparing for a major anniversary celebration to bring this story full circle. We can also look at the international context, comparing the Lincoln cent with small denomination coins from around the world. Many countries have phased out low-value coins, while the United States continues to produce billions of pennies each year, raising ongoing questions about cost efficiency, metal use, and consumer habits. Yet for collectors and historians, each penny carries a story, and the 2007 Lincoln penny is no exception. So whether you are a casual collector, a seasoned numismatist, or simply curious about the change in your pocket, there is always more to discover, from the rich history of design and production to the nuances of varieties and minting errors, from the cultural symbolism to the ongoing debates about its future. The 2007 Lincoln penny offers a wealth of stories, insights, and connections that stretch across time and space, and I invite you to join me on this deep dive journey as we unpack every layer of this remarkable little coin and trace its place within the grand tapestry of American numismatic history. We begin by setting the stage with the broader history of the penny coin, which traces its roots back over 1,000 years to medieval England, when silver pennies were first introduced under the reign of King Offa of Mercia. During the 8th century, these coins were the backbone of the early English monetary system, and through the centuries the penny evolved from silver to copper to bronze, and eventually to copper-plated steel, reflecting the changing economic realities and metal supplies of each era. As we fast forward through history, we witness key moments such as the reign of Queen Victoria, when the British penny featured her portrait in a young bust that became iconic across the empire, followed by changes in design under successive monarchs such as Edward VII, George V, George VI, and Elizabeth II. Each of these reigns brought subtle or major modifications in the coin's appearance, including shifts in lettering, portrait styles, and edge details. The penny's Material composition also shifted over time. For example, in the early 20th century, the coin was made from bronze. But due to wartime metal shortages, adjustments had to be made which set the stage for further experimentation with cheaper materials in later years. Moving into the modern era, the 2015 one-penny coin belongs to the family of decimal coins, first introduced in the United Kingdom in 1971 when Britain transitioned from the old pounds, shillings, and pence system to the decimal system, simplifying transactions and bringing the UK in line with international currency standards. The one-penny coin under this system maintained a vital role in everyday commerce, and despite its low face value, it remained essential for small purchases, change-making, and even cultural practices such as penny charity collections and superstitions like throwing pennies into fountains for luck. The 2015 penny features a copper-plated steel composition, giving it a distinctive reddish sheen when newly minted, though over time these coins darken through oxidation, and handling the obverse side features the fifth definitive portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, created by the sculptor Jody Clark. This design replaced the previous portrait by Ian Rank Broadley and marked an important milestone as Clark became the youngest artist to design a definitive coinage portrait of the Queen. The obverse side shows her crowned and facing right with an elegant balance of realism and stylization, reflecting both her age and her enduring status as monarch. On the reverse, we see part of the royal shield, a modern design introduced in 2008 as part of a complete redesign of British coinage. The one penny specifically displays the lower left section of the shield, which when combined with other denominations forms the full image. This shield design replaced the earlier depiction of a crowned portcullis, a heraldic gate symbol associated with the Palace of Westminster. The shift to the royal shield design was meant to refresh the visual language of UK coins, making them more cohesive, modern, and appealing to the public, while still grounded in historical symbolism. The minting of the 2015 penny took place at the Royal Mint, a historic institution that has been producing coins for over 1,100 years, starting from the Tower of London and later moving to its state-of-the-art facility in Llantrisant, Wales, where cutting-edge machinery mints millions of coins each year. The minting process involves creating master tools known as dies, which are precision engraved with the coin's designs. These dies then strike blank metal discs under immense pressure to produce sharp, detailed images and text on both sides of the coin before undergoing rigorous quality checks and packaging for distribution to banks and businesses. One fascinating aspect of the 2015 penny is the sheer scale of its production, with hundreds of millions of pennies struck each year to meet the demands of commerce. Yet despite these vast numbers, collectors and numismatists pay close attention to small variations, such as minting errors, die cracks, off-center strikes, and other anomalies that can make a specific penny far more valuable than its face value. Collectors also value the condition of the coin, graded on a scale from circulated to uncirculated to proof condition, with proof coins being specially struck for collectors using polished dies and planchets to produce mirror-like surfaces and sharper details. Beyond the physical characteristics and production history, the 2015 penny also sits within a cultural and economic context, reflecting debates about the usefulness of low-denomination coins in a modern cashless society. Many economists argue that the cost of producing and distributing pennies exceeds their economic utility, leading to calls for their elimination, as seen in other countries like Canada, which phased out its penny in 2012. However, public attachment to the penny remains strong in the UK, where it carries nostalgic value and symbolic meaning for many people. The 2015 penny also participates in centuries-old traditions, such as the saying, "Find a penny, pick it up all day long. You'll have good luck." The idea of lucky pennies is deeply rooted in folklore, where coins are seen as talismans for fortune, and protection pennies are also used in wedding customs, where brides place a penny in their shoe for good luck, and in children's games and rhymes that have been passed down through generations. From a global perspective, the penny connects the UK to an international network of coinage practices, reflecting shared histories of colonization, trade, and economic development. British pennies circulated far beyond the British Isles, especially during the height of the British Empire, and many former colonies developed their own local coinage, inspired by British designs. The study of pennies thus opens a window into broader narratives of imperialism, globalization, and cultural exchange. Looking ahead, the future of the penny remains uncertain, with ongoing discussions about the practicality of continuing its production in an increasingly digital economy. Nevertheless, coins like the 2015 penny will endure as historical artifacts, preserving snapshots of a nation's art, politics, and identity. At a specific moment in time, collectors, historians, and enthusiasts will continue to study and treasure these small but meaningful objects, ensuring that their stories live on for generations to come. In conclusion, the 2015 one-penny coin may appear humble in size and value, but its history is anything but small, encompassing centuries of monetary evolution, artistic expression, technological advancement, cultural tradition, and economic debate. By exploring every facet of this coin, we uncover the deep layers of meaning embedded in even the simplest objects, reminding us that history is all around us, waiting to be discovered in the most unexpected places. So join me as we continue this journey through the rich world of rare coins, where every piece tells a story and every story brings us closer to understanding our shared past and present. Thank you for watching, and welcome back to Rare Coins, One Penny 2015 coins. Start by understanding the origins of the Lincoln penny itself, a coin first introduced in 1909 to honor the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. Designed by sculptor Victor David Brenner. The Lincoln cent marked the very first time in American history that a president's portrait appeared on a circulating coin, and it broke away from the traditional designs of Lady Liberty that had dominated U.S. coinage for over a century. The obverse of the coin has always displayed the familiar profile of President Lincoln, based on a photograph taken by Anthony Berger in 1864. While the reverse side of the penny has seen several design changes over the decades, beginning with the iconic wheat ears design from 1909 to 1958, followed by the Lincoln Memorial design that was introduced in 1959 and remained in place through 2008. Our focus today, the 1998 Lincoln penny, belongs to the Lincoln Memorial series, a series that was born in celebration of the 150th anniversary of Lincoln's birth, and features the Lincoln Memorial building on the reverse, designed by Frank Gasparo, the chief engraver of the U.S. Mint. At the time, the memorial design included remarkable details, such as the faint image of the seated Lincoln statue visible through the columns, symbolizing Lincoln's lasting presence. By 1998, the Lincoln penny had become an everyday piece of American life, but there are several fascinating aspects of that year's production worth diving into, beginning with the composition of the coin itself. In 1982, the U.S. Mint transitioned from the traditional copper alloy cent to a copper-plated zinc cent in an effort to reduce production costs. So the 1998 penny is made primarily of zinc with a thin layer of copper, making it visually identical to earlier coins but distinct in composition. At the Philadelphia Mint in 1998, over 5 billion pennies were struck, while the Denver Mint contributed another 5 billion plus coins. This massive production reflects the incredible demand for pennies in circulation at the time, but despite these high mintage numbers, not all pennies are created. Equal collectors are particularly interested in coins with mint errors, high grades, and specific die varieties. Some notable errors found among 1998 Lincoln pennies include double dies, where parts of the design appear doubled on the coin. These can affect the obverse, with doubling visible in the inscriptions or on Lincoln's profile, or they can affect the reverse with doubling on the Lincoln Memorial or lettering. Such errors are rare and command premium prices on the collector market. Another interesting feature of the 1998 penny is its role in the transitional phase of U.S. coin design, as the Mint prepared to introduce the 50-state quarters program in 1999 and began experimenting with new technology and design approaches. While the penny remained unchanged during this period, it serves as a time capsule representing the last years before major changes swept through American coinage. The economic context of 1998 also played a role in the penny's history. During this time, the U.S. economy was experiencing growth marked by the tech boom and rising consumer confidence. Yet the penny's value in commerce was increasingly questioned due to inflation. Many economists debated whether the cent should be retired altogether, as its purchasing power had declined dramatically since its creation in the early 20th century. From a collecting perspective, the 1998 penny offers multiple layers of interest, not only as a representative of the Lincoln Memorial Design Series, but also as a zinc-based cent, a type of coin that presents unique challenges for preservation. Zinc cents are known for developing bubbles or corrosion under the copper plating, especially if stored improperly, making high-grade examples particularly desirable among collectors. Grading the 1998 penny follows the standard Sheldon scale used by numismatists. Coins are evaluated from poor at the bottom to mint state at the top, with the highest uncirculated grades reserved for coins showing no wear. Under magnification, collectors also look for full red examples, meaning the original reddish copper color remains intact without turning brown, which is common as copper oxidizes over time. Proof versions of the 1998 penny were struck at the San Francisco Mint, bearing the S mint mark. These coins were made specifically for collectors using polished dies and special striking techniques to achieve sharp details and mirror-like fields. Proof pennies are packaged in sets and never intended for general circulation, making them a distinct category within the 1998 production. Turning to the cultural meaning of the Lincoln penny, the coin has long served as a symbol of American values, perseverance, honesty, and the enduring legacy of a president who guided the nation through its greatest crisis, the Civil War. Lincoln's image on the penny is more than just decoration. It is a reminder of the ideals he stood for and the sacrifices made to preserve the Union. In the realm of coin collecting, the penny often serves as the entry point for new collectors due to its accessibility and rich history. Many lifelong numismatists began their journey by sorting through jars of Lincoln cents, looking for wheatbacks or rare dates, and the 1998 penny continues to play a role in this tradition, offering young collectors a piece of history they can hold in their hands. If we zoom out to the larger timeline, the 1998 penny represents the tail end of a nearly 50-year design era, soon to be replaced in 2009 by the Lincoln Bicentennial cents, which introduced 4 new reverse designs to celebrate Lincoln's 200th birthday, and then the Union Shield design, which has graced the penny's reverse since 2010. Thus, the 1998 cent stands as one of the last representatives of the classic memorial era. We can also explore the role of the U.S. Mint during this time, operating multiple facilities across the country, each with its own history and production focus. The Philadelphia Mint, where the majority of 1998 pennies were struck, is the oldest operating mint facility in the United States, while the Denver Mint, which produced the D mint mark pennies, has long served as a major coin production site. The San Francisco Mint, known primarily for proof coinage, carries on a tradition of craftsmanship and precision. Collectors interested in 1998 pennies should be aware of the variety of storage and display options available, from traditional coin albums and folders to protective holders and slabs used by third-party grading companies. Proper storage is crucial, particularly for zinc-based cents, which can suffer from environmental damage more readily than their earlier copper-based counterparts. The market value of a 1998 penny varies greatly depending on condition. Rarity and demand circulated examples carry only face value, but high-grade uncirculated coins, especially those graded MS67 or above, can command solid premiums. Errors and varieties can drive prices even higher, especially if they are rare or dramatic. Finally, the 1998 Lincoln penny is not just a coin, it is a small metal witness to the larger story of American history, economics, design, and cultural identity. Through its modest face value, it connects generations, reminding us of the past, even as we move forward in a digital age where physical currency is increasingly rare. So whether you are a seasoned numismatist or a curious newcomer, the 1998 Lincoln penny offers a fascinating journey through history and collecting one that could easily fill hours of exploration, discussion, and discovery. Thank you for joining me today on this deep dive into the world of the 1998 Lincoln penny. Stay tuned for more incredible stories about rare coins history and the treasures waiting to be found right in your pocket.